Hi, this is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to the last podcast where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I hope that you would enjoy the show. If you're returning, welcome back. I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today is going to be real quick because I only have one thought: how to change your life after 60 years old. So we'll get right back to it after this message. Hi, my name is Dave with the last podcast. Have you ever heard of Impact Health Sharing? Impact Health Sharing is an affordable alternative to traditional health insurance. Impact is a caring community of people who share in each other's medical bills, and is for anyone interested in sharing, acting responsibly together, and saving on healthcare. For more information, click on the link in the show notes that reads Impact Health Sharing. This is David with the last podcast. We'll see you soon. So today I had a thought, how to change one's life at 60 years old. I mean, there's a lot that comes into it, and I am one of those people who are going to be changing their life after 60. So I looked up online. I saw a lot of different ideas, like changing your lifestyle, setting clear goals, staying active, and healthy diets, and so on and so forth. I wanted to know what was the best way to start a new life after 60. And I think it comes down to, what is it that you want to do? You have to ask yourself that question. What is it that I want to do now that I'm 61 years old? I'm a widower, and most of my family is gone. So what is it that I want to do from this point on to make my life more fulfilling, more meaningful, and to add value to others and society? And what do I offer? So I had to ask myself all these questions, and it's difficult. It's when you start to think about it, you want to know, what is it that you want to do? I mean, I started thinking, and I'm starting to look online for ideas, and there is no other, you can't even go any further until you find out what it is that you would like to do with the rest of your life. And then I'm assuming if I wanted to find out what it is that I want to do for the rest of my life, I have to figure that out. Once I figure that out, I would probably have to set some type of goal to determine whether or not I want to achieve whatever it is that I want to do with the rest of my life. That probably comes into play with, what have I done with the life that I've already lived? So you want to look at all these things. You want to say, okay, what was my experiences? What kind of jobs did I hold? And what was my family relationships like? What was my friendship relationships like? And when I started looking at all that, I've had a bad past, but I always believed in doing good at some point in my life. And the older I got, the more good I want to do. I think once I became 50 years old, I really started looking at, I wanted to have more value, add more value to my life. But as my family members started getting real sick and so on and so forth, my train of thought was solely toward helping them. Now I'm the last man standing, so to speak. I want to figure out, outside of taking care and helping family members and rearing up kids, what do I do with the rest of my life? Oh my goodness. That is impactful when you really think about it. You wake up every morning and you don't have anyone to take care of, and you have to really start taking care of you. And I want you to think about this for a moment, because there's probably a lot of people out there who's been in that position or in that position right now. You start taking care of you focus so heavily on taking care of everyone else. And then all of a sudden, it's just you. And you realize, wait a minute, I've never really worried about taking care of myself. So how on earth do I go about doing those things? And I'm starting to say, well, now I got to set doctor appointments, get checkups. And this is probably something I should have done a long, long time ago. And I know that. But it was something that I haven't done. So I'm just talking real to you. I'm telling you about myself. I'm telling you about how I want to change after 61 years of age. So, I have to set clear goals. What is it that I want to do? I've also talked about this part in previous episodes, how we want to look at what it is that we find value in, what actually makes you happy. Some people say, why don't you do whatever you're passionate about? What happens when your passion all of a sudden dies? You're on that plane of leveling, taking care of everybody, worrying about this, worrying about that, and worrying about money, worrying about the job, worrying about your family, and taking care of everything that you totally forgot about you and what makes you happy. Wow. When I had to sit down and start thinking about this stuff that, I'm going day by day, and I realized that I have nobody to talk to but you guys. Of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I have maybe 2 to 3 people I can talk to, but those are people I don't normally talk to. So what do we do? I know I have to get out there and start meeting new people, start being more friendly. I also have to figure out what is it that I'm passionate about. Start developing passion. Start developing a purpose now. I have to have a new purpose. Helping my wife and my sister and the kids, that was a purpose. Those are purposes I no longer hold. So now I need a new purpose. And that's what I'm going to go after. A new purpose. To find something that I can be passionate about now. What about you? Have you been taking care of people all your life, and all of a sudden you realize the dust is settled and you're the only one standing? What is it that you're going to do now? You got to pull up, dust off those boots, pull up the bootstraps and say, it's time to move forward. It's time to let go of everything, let go all your inhibitions, and get on the boat and sail to a new horizon. Of course, it's metaphorically speaking, but it's a chance at any age to begin a new life, to try out new things. Of course, in order to have that new life, you want to take care of your health. You want to stay active. And they always say that, especially when you're getting up there in age. You always want to be active. You want to keep busy. And I'm being candid with you today. Since my wife has passed, I have not been that active. I've been a shell of a person. Yes, I've gone through and going through depression, loneliness. I'm going through all these emotions after losing not only, my wife, but my sister. Those are the 2 most influential women in my life, besides my grandmother, who I've lost about 20 years ago. But now, it's me. Now, it's time for me to go ahead and pick up the mantle and keep on living. It's time for me to say, I'm going to set my sails to a new horizon and get on that boat and sail where I can discover and explore life as it's meant to be explored. So how do I begin? Where do I start? I try out something new. That means I wake up, I sit down today, and I map out something that I want to try tomorrow. So I would have to make a goal. I'm going to make a goal to do something brand new tomorrow. And that's going to be me starting. I'm going to make a goal and start something brand new. Now, I can't be naive. I also know that I have to earn a living. So I have to also figure out what could I do to make sure I'm not homeless and that I can actually spend time doing something new, spend time earning a living, and thus start exploring new opportunities, new ways to live. And I have to add a little excitement. I know you got to do your exercises, and I've been doing exercises about 3 times a week, sometimes four days a week. I go to the gym and hit the treadmill. But I also know that we also have to engage our minds. So I want to continuously learn something brand new. And I have to tell you, holding on to this podcast and just sharing my thoughts with you, it's been therapeutic, and it gives me an opportunity to do something. I look forward to doing this, and I get up and I say, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. So am I one of those people who talks just off the cuff? Yes. Do I have outlines and plans? And so, no, I don't. And there are times I do. There's a lot of times I do. But I pretty much, for the past couple of days and weeks, have just spoken on what was on my mind. But that is trying to find something brand new to do after 60. How do you change your life after 60? And that's what's on my mind. To figure what will I do? Will I travel? Will I explore new states, new cities? I think all that is in my horizon because I have to get out of the comfort zone. I don't know, when you lose somebody, someone you love so deeply, it's hard to stay in the same room. And I'm living in the same room where my wife was, and I'm still sleeping on the side of my bed that I normally slept on. But the funny thing is, I look over and she's not there. So I'm missing her every few moments, every moment. And if you're going through that, you know what I'm saying when it's hard. You know you have to get out of that house. And I realize I have people that tell me, Dave, you need to get out of the house. You got to travel. You got to do something. It's easily said than done because there are times when I want to walk out. I can't. I literally can't go out my room. So I'm sitting here bearing my soul because I want to change my life. And I'm over 60. And I know all the ins and outs of how to change my life. But if you are stuck like I am, I know there's a way out. We just have to make that first step. So tomorrow, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Make that first step. I'm going to go ahead and set a goal for tomorrow. And I'm only going to take it one day at a time. I'm going to set my goal for something new, something I haven't done, and then I'm going to go after it. And I'm going to change. And then I'm going to add something new to it. And then I'm going to find me something new to do. Something I might donate my time. I might volunteer. These are the things that we have to do because we're human. We feel and we hurt. We experience joy. We know all those things. So that's my thought for the day. This is Dave. You're listening to the last podcast where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So I thank you for listening so much. You guys have a wonderful day. And don't forget to listen on Friday. Poetry Friday is when I go out and I come here and just pretty much read a poem to you that I created or one from my favorite poet. Again, this is Dave with the last podcast. You guys have a great